Hello, and welcome back to my playthrough of the first Wild Arms. We are starting on Jack's scenario today. And sorry, I can't actually load it up directly to this screen because if I start the recording with the game already open, for some reason my recording software doesn't like that. So there's going to be a little bit of a black screen at the beginning of every episode. Probably. So I apologize in advance for that, but I just wanted to let you guys know. But yeah, last time we got all the way through Rudy's scenario. He helped out a small village, saved a sick guy with some magic berries, accidentally released a gigantic zombie monster, killed said zombie monster, and was banished from town forever. So next, let's go to the Memory Temple. Temple of Memory. Hope you didn't pay much for this information. Hey, so you know about this place? Yeah, sure, it's a famous site. You wasted your money, there's nothing left here of any value. Shh, quiet, my instincts tell me this is it. I can't believe there'd be anything left here. This is not the first time treasure hunters have come through here. We'll find nothing but junk. Okay, let's check it out anyway. Maybe we'll find clues for obtaining the power. Let's go then. So, right off the bat, you've got a little bit of strangeness there with Handpan, the wind mouse. Hey, Handpan, what's this? Hey, no, don't touch that. Let me do it. Let's see here. Oh, well, I'm awfully glad that had you do it, Handpan. Are you the keeper of the memory? You must engrave the name. You're the brain. You have any ideas? I have no idea. Just as a test, I'll put in my name. So, as I said last time, we're just going to stick with the defaults. So, everyone meet Jack the treasure hunter. Jack. No matches. I protect the memory. Intruder, I cast you to the bottom of the abyss. And down we go. Jack Van Buren, master of the fast draw, dream chaser, the treasure hunter. His windmouse companion, Handpan, is curious and knowledgeable, but also a little arrogant. With no regard to danger, the treasure hunters roam the ruins, seeking treasure and adventure. Jack sees the ultimate power surpassing any other in existence. He relentlessly searches. Is it a sword? Is it hidden here? Once again, Jack will be challenging the ruins in search of the power. Also, as you can probably guess, I wasn't controlling any of that. Damn, that was cool. Forget about exploring, let's just get out of here. So yeah, in Rudy's scenario, we had some build up, you got a nice peaceful town, etc. This, we're thrown right into the middle of a dungeon. Someone left a note, read it. I've taken everything of value. Well, you left me healing items, so sucks for you. Didn't get everything. Well, that's empty. That's empty. And first fight with Jack. So, you may recall Rudy had arms, which were, he has one right now, but it's a hand cannon, so Rudy uses guns. Jack, as a master of the fast draw, is a master swordsman, so he has abilities like this. So this is just his basic starting one, the Psycho Crack, which is a silly name. But it's pretty nice. And so he's got an MP gauge at the bottom, which Rudy did not, because Rudy's never going to use anything that requires MP like magic, but Jack's sword arts use magic, And when we do Cecilia's tutorial, her magic uses magic. Go figure, right? Oh, I guess I'll read the note, but it's just going to explain how to do this. Someone left a note. Read it. No way! How the heck am I supposed to get that treasure? Well, I can help you get to those hard-to-reach places. Aim and push the tools button. If it's not too heavy, I'll fly over and pick it up. I am a wind mouse, after all. Speed and wit are my forte. So, you know, Handpan explaining to us, the player, something that Jack would obviously already know. But, yeah, so his title as Wind Mouse is pretty literal. Handpan can basically fly. So that comes in quite handy throughout the game. He's one of the more useful tools for reasons like that. Anything down here? So I don't believe I mentioned this last time, because there was a lot going on during Rudy's scenario. But it was kind of frustrating trying to get to the point where I could actually record this, because I was having some weird issues with my computer. Like, first, everything was out of scale, like it was all blown up too big, and I couldn't get it to fit in my computer windows properly. And I managed to get that resolved, and I was sharing my screen in a Skype chat with Grim, and he was helping me out with this stuff. But then, after getting that resolved and trying to do a bit of recording, the audio was way off. Like, it was stuttering up and not syncing up with what was going on. It was crackling a lot. It was absolutely terrible, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. Because, like, very briefly, I got it to work, and then it just went right back to being crap. So we spent about an hour with him trying to help me figure it out, and us both Googling things, and I downloaded several drivers and tried all sorts of different stuff. Turned out, the issue was because I was sharing my screens with him. I'm not really sure why. Also, those are spikes right there. So I'm not really sure why. I guess it's just the issue, the stress of having the game and Skype and screen sharing and recording software all going together was making my computer fussy. But for some reason, sharing my screen with him is what was causing the audio to be terrible and messed up. So we spent about an hour of him helping me try and figure out why my audio was bad, only to discover that him helping me is the reason the audio was bad. I wasn't too terribly happy about that whole situation. He thought it was hilarious, of course. And, I mean, I'll admit, I was amused as well. But I was a little too busy being upset with it to be too terribly amused. Thank you, Handpan. That was completely a guess that I went in the right side. One of my friends, by the name of Josh, I sort of adopted his philosophy on trying different pathways, because he likes to say you can't go wrong with right, which I've always, I don't know, it's one of those little things that's just stuck with me and I find it amusing. So when I have a couple of different paths to go down and I have no inclination toward either, I tend to go to the right, just because Josh. So shout out to you, bud, if you ever watch this. Oh, and I'd also like to kind of apologize in advance, I guess. There's some work going on outside my apartment, and they've been, like, running chainsaws and such, and I'm hoping that it's not going to be a problem, like, they're not going to start up again while I'm recording or anything, but it's possible that they will. So if they do, then I'll go ahead and pause it, and, you know, I'll wait until it's done, and then we'll cut that segment out. But I just wanted to let you guys know ahead of time if there's a mysterious, you know, if I, you hear a horrible noise, and then I, sigh and pause, and there seems to be a bit of a cut. That's why. Anyway. Ouch! What are these spikes doing here? So, basically, that's just warning in case you hadn't already noticed that these things are spikes, and we're gonna sprint across. And... oh, really? I was at the button. Oh, and we've gotten to the point where we're fighting harder enemies. So we're gonna psycho crack the skeleton, because they are the most threatening enemy in this place by far. I mean, look at that. I had 69 HP. Ha ha ha, jokes. And he took 30 of it off. I'm kind of tempted to heal, but we'll see. Hopefully it won't be necessary. Because there's not actually a boss for Jack's scenario. Which is good. But, the whole thing is a dungeon to kind of make up for that. So even though he's not going to have any actual boss fights, he has more encounters than anyone else. It's another reason that it's a good idea to start with Rudy, because, they share an inventory, and having a bunch of healing items available for Jack is kind of a lifesaver, because otherwise we'd have the, 3, maybe 4 healed areas we found so far, which, I mean, it would probably be enough to get through, but old idioms, better safe than sorry, etc. Alright, now we've got some more equipment for him. So the bottom stat there, PRY, is parry, I believe. So basically now he's got a 6% chance to just avoid an enemy attack. However, while I'm on the stat screen, I should also note his luck stat there is worst. So luck governs all sorts of things in this game. It's going to determine how often you crit, how often you counterattack, how likely it is that enemies will miss you. I believe it even dictates how often you can run away. It's a pretty important stat, and there's only one item in the entire game that can raise it, which are tiny flowers. So there's going to be a point later on that we will have the opportunity to get a whole bunch, but it's going to take a long time, so I'm going to be doing that off screen, because it's kind of grinding. Although, that's a few episodes off, so I will say now, any of you guys who are watching who, if you want me to leave grinding stuff in, then tell me. Otherwise, I'm just planning on doing it as, a separate thing off camera, or maybe I can record it and put them up as, side episode sort of stuff. But my plan is not to include grinding, because that'll extend things a lot, and I know a lot of people don't care for it. And also it'll make it take, longer for me to actually do episodes. Oh, shut up, Jack, don't be cheeky. Because then if I can grind off camera, then I can do it whenever I feel like. But if I'm doing it on camera, then I have to wait until I have a full, chunk of time to devote to the game to do the grinding as well. So, plan is not to do it, but if you really want me to, let me know. I know a couple of you guys, you can easily tell me through Steam or something like that, or just for, anyone, leave a comment, of course. But, yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Now let's read the note. How in the world do you operate these switches? I don't get it! Well, just so happens, we have a handy mouse friend. And a teleporter. So, I guess if I hadn't already spoiled that there are no boss fights, you guys might have expected a boss fight on the other side of this. Instead, what in the hell is this? Everything we've seen so far has been low-tech, traps, Wild West, etc. Even guns are considered a horrifying, monstrous technology. And then we have this out of nowhere. So let's see what this is all about. Don't touch it! Well, too late, handpan. So I'll admit I'm not positive how to pronounce that. I mean, these people are basically the equivalent of elves, but that's a W at the end, not like a V or an F. So if it were German, I mean, I would just call it elv, but as it stands, I've normally pronounced it Elu or Elu. I think I'll just call them elves for simplicity's sake, because that's a lot easier to pronounce. So, yeah, we'll go with that. It's an elf. I've never seen anything like this before. What's an elf? Long ago, an alien race lived here. An advanced race who used technology laced with magic. These are the remnants of a race whose lives were in sync with the laws of nature. So, this is an elf. No, this is a holographic image. This machine must be a data storage device of the elf. Information is left here to be retrieved later. This certainly is a temple of memory. Wait a minute. The elf is speaking directly into my mind. Wow, with your thick skull? This certainly is advanced technology. Seek not Lolithea. She sleeps in her tomb. Lolithea's icy breath can only destroy. Seek not Lolithea in her tomb. The elves have departed. Seek not Lolithea, for she is bound in the land of light. She is the death wind, the heartbeat of annihilation, an absolute destructive power. Can't believe it. The absolute power. Hey, Handpan, you heard him. Where is this land of light? I'm not certain, but in an ancient tongue, Adlahide means light. Perhaps it's related. You want to go there? It's not far from here. Okay. Adlahide is a kingdom located to the southeast of here. So, yeah, there you go. Now you can pretty clearly see that there's more than meets the eye to this world. It's not just a simple magical Wild West. There is a price to pay when the power is attained. Free thyself from the past. But what awaits in the future? Does man seek strength because he believes that the power will light the darkened path to the future? He has no idea that the power he seeks is also binding his soul. So, yeah, now we have the chance to take control of Rudy or Jack once more. This episode is a little short so far, so I think I'll do that, because I need to bring them both to the main city so that they can meet up later. So we'll go ahead and do that just to fill a little bit of extra time. And then I'll call this one. Yeah, this one was, this episode was significantly shorter because we don't have any of all the plot stuff in the village and such that Rudy had. It's just straight into a dungeon with Jack. So, Cecilia's is going to be really friggin' long. Like that, don't be surprised if that ends up being over an hour. Adlahide to the southeast, southwest is Mountain Pass. Okay, I was pretty sure we wanted to go over here, but yeah. Oh yeah, that's right, this caravan guy. I think we've got plenty of each, right? Yeah, I think we're alright. Hello, Bug. I like how it ambushes us and then uses that ambush turn to escape. Fantastic. Oh, I wanted to go down from here. Thought I had to go further east before I could actually go south through the mountains. I forgot the geography a little bit. Alright. Oh, come on! First right as I get on the switch, now right as I get to Adlehyde. Not cool. But hey, we finally killed a pill bug. Hey, we're gonna get to kill 2 pill bugs. The others just escaped. Let's see. So, one other main thing that I wanted to ask about is there is a very well-known glitch in this game. So these Hardy, Power, and Agile apples that I have, they're kind of at the heart of it. Essentially, there's a way to glitch the game to where you can take any item that you have and duplicate it into 255 copies. So, it's possible I could just do that with these apples and jack my people's stats way up, and then grinding would never be necessary. It would make the game a lot easier than, than it already would be. And the only time I would really think that would be majorly helpful, personally, would be when we get to near the end game and are fighting secret bosses, because otherwise it's just going to take a long time to grind to be strong enough to fight them, whereas there are a couple of items I can duplicate that'll let us tackle them right away, with some difficulty still, but it will let us do it immediately. But I understand that, for those of you who don't want grinding, or who are more interested in the story than seeing a lot of battles that take a long time, it might be more interesting for you if I just duplicate the apples, jack everyone's stats up, and then we never need to worry about grinding or about any fights being too difficult. We can just go right ahead and progress through things pretty constantly. So I would like everyone's opinions on that. It'll really depend on how many people say, in each direction as to whether or not I do it. And if nobody answers, then I'm just going to go ahead, not use the apples, because grinding in this game really shouldn't be necessary, except maybe at a couple points to upgrade some gear, which that'll mainly just be grinding for money, in all honesty. And like I said, I will be doing the duplication glitch at least once at the end of the game, just to get some extras of a couple specific items. But all in all, I don't think it's necessary to duplicate the apples, but I did want to present that as an option for anyone who has some concerns about progress and timing and grinding and all that. This is something we can do, so just let me know. Anyway, I think, 24 minutes is pretty good for an RPG episode, and we of course got some good progress, got through Jack's tutorial and learned a little more about the background of this world, that it's more than what it appears to be on the surface. Anyway, I'm gonna cut it off here. Next time we will be doing Cecilia's story at Kieran Abbey. So, and like I said, you can expect that one's probably going to be at least an hour, because Kieran Abbey itself takes a long time. Then there's her dungeon, which also takes a long time. There's going to be a lot to do. So, anyway, thank you guys very much for joining me once again, and I will see you next time when we do Cecilia's tutorial. Have a good one.